music is food for the hungry soul. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawrence? The world of sound vibrations is relatively unexplored. I find it endlessly rewarding. In art, it has the power to soothe, but in science, it has the power to hurt. I hope you fully recovered from your painful experience, Mr. Lawrence.
Madam Sin.
Oh, I'm flattered you know about me. According to your department's files, I don't exist. I'm just an illusion, like that holograph film of the musician you've been watching.
I never had any doubts about your existence.
Well, what made you so sure when everyone else thought I was a figment of the imagination?
There were just too many rumors about you.
People enjoy spreading stories. You know that, Mr. Lawrence. Who else are looking for someone convenient to blame for their own misdeeds?
Was that the story in '58 when Lamboto was assassinated? What about the revolution in Gujarat in '65? Was it just rumor that you started that to get the oil refineries back?
The assassination of Lamboto was in '57, not '58. Isn't that so, De Vere?
December.
The month the diamond mines were taken over from the government.
Yes. You're all that we hoped for and more. We were quite right to invite him, De Vere.
I agree.
I thought I turned down the invitation.
I'm going to be very glad I didn't let you. This way, Mr. Lawrence. Just water, Mr. Lawrence? No ice, I believe. I'd ask you to sit down, but our journey's going to be a short one.
We're going someplace?
Downwards. And now, sideways. It makes a change from the usual elevator, doesn't it?
You're going to get a guided tour we don't give to everyone.
You're a very special guest.
You mean prisoner?
Well, you're a prisoner only if you think of yourself as one.
I suppose it would be stupid of me to ask how you know my favorite brand.
Like father, like son. This is where we handle our business.
Madam Sin's engaged in every major enterprise that's worth being engaged in.
Some of them perfectly legal.
She knows every minute where every ship in her entire merchant fleet is. We route and reroute them according to computerized information, reflecting prices, weather, government crises, and so on and so forth. Hello.
I suppose none of these enterprises are in your name.
Oh, that would spoil things for us and the customer. You've seen where I make my money. Now you're going to see where I spend it.
107.82.
This is Madam Sin's think tank. These scientists are the finest brains in the world in their own fields. They're all totally dedicated. Not to Madam Sin, but to their work. But the products of their minds are at her disposal.
I give them everything they ask for, everything, no matter what it costs.
That's Salvatore Linghetti. You may recall reading an appraisal of his work 5 years ago in the obituary columns of the world's press.
And look at him now. He's more alive than he ever was.
Now that is Dr. Chen. His body is here, but his mind is elsewhere, in outer space, usually. Now, by pure mathematics, he discovered the existence of an entire galaxy.
One of these days, he may discover something nearer home, something I can use, and he has a whole lifetime to try. That's Mr. Willoughby. I'm very fond of him. Though I wouldn't expect you to share my affection for him.
He invented that little weapon that gave you such an awful headache. But that's the bigger version of it. He was in hi-fi when we first heard about him. He invented a tape recorder the size of a cigarette packet and gave a demonstration at the Philharmonic Hall. But from the rear seats, you could hardly see the thing. But the music that came out of it filled the auditorium. Unfortunately, 139 people sued him for a permanent loss of hearing and 14 for serious brain damage. We hated the idea of a genius like that wasting his life in jail. Of course, he's gone beyond hi-fi now. Way beyond. Shh. brain. Horrid, isn't it?
He enjoys thoughts like that. At heart, he's still a nasty little schoolboy.
That's Professor Fernando Henriquez. He hasn't even realized the full potential of this thing. It's so new, we haven't even got a name for it yet.
I'd like to tell you what's going on here, but I'd rather you made the discovery for yourself later. That way you'll actually believe it.
I can't help wondering why you're showing me all of this.
Because I want you to see everything before you start to work for me. I have a very special job for you.